Sagittarius, hi. Welcome to the 2024 readings. So the way this is going to go, we're going to look into each month, and the spread I came up with was, well, it's going to look something like the energy you're in for the whole month, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and then we'll look into the advice. Which the advice can be just a continuation of the other energies, and then it'll kind of come off of that. There's going to be an angle from above where you can see it either here or here. I haven't decided yet, okay? So you'll see it somewhere on the screen where you can see what's going on here. And then you may have times where there's a full continuation to it, other times where it just stops for a month or two. And then I kind of take notice and I restarted, but I'm not going to redo the whole reading just because this bugger stopped. I just have to continuously look up and I'm like, I forget. Anyways, just thought I should put a little bit of that in there because I know some of you like to see the cards. And it's a pretty expanded reading. So for this one, for this type, I'm going to be editing a little more. There will be an extended to the readings, which I will be looking into the energy that's dealing with you. And a lot of the times I know we may have the tendency to watch the main video and then focus on one energy in particular in there. And then when we watch the other energy that's at the other end of this, we have the tendency to think it's the same energy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you are dealing with a specific energy that I will be reading for you in the original. And then in the extended, it might be that it's somebody else altogether that's dealing with you. So let's say in the reading, it's going to show up as an energy that involves your work, right? It's not even a person, it's the energies around your work. And then in the extended, your mom or your dad or your pet might show up as the energy that ties them up to you and their perspective on things. Sometimes they match in the sense of, yes, it is the same energy in the extended. Sometimes they don't. So keep that in mind. Don't get stuck with, wait a minute. In the reading, you said this and this and this, and then in the extended, they're behaving like this. That doesn't make sense. No, because it's a different energy. So keep that in mind. Also, try your best to not make this into a little bit of a soap opera kind of a situation. You know, from month to month, for the most part, the overall energy, the bigger energy at play is kind of going to be the same, but sometimes it's going to change in the sense of from January to February to March. You could be dealing with three very different energies that may look like it's the same one. It's not. So don't try to go from episode 1, January, episode 2, February, because sometimes they won't make sense in that way. They don't tie up together in that way. And again, in January, you might be dealing with an energy of work. In February, the energy I'm reading could be that of a spouse, a sister, whatever the case, you know. And they may look very similar where you think it's a continuation, but it may not be. So try to keep it open as much as you can. Also keep in mind that energy is fluid. It can change. It can change from today to tomorrow, let alone from today to a year from now. So, just throwing that out there. So keep open when you watch these. All right, so we covered pretty much everything. I feel like... Oh, roles can be reversed. That's a general rule for the readings. To close off the reading, you will get a oracle card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Is it Mystical Shaman? Yes, it is Mystical Shaman. Wait a minute, something about a shaman. And I know this is one of my favorite oracle decks, so yeah, it's that one. Mystical Shaman Oracle, one oracle card that is kind of like the energy for the whole year. So it's not like, oh, I have to get to December to get into those energies. No, it's energies that maybe keep in mind for the whole year. You know, try to remind yourself sometimes of the energies of this oracle card. I believe that's about it. I think we're good to go, so let's go. Let's get this going for January. Let's do January. Let's take a look at where you're at energetically, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and advice. So where you're at energetically is the King of Swords. Pretty determined kind of energy, pretty clear, almost like you got it, you know, almost feeling like you got this going on, you're good, you know, whatever comes your way, you're fine. What you're dealing with, the High Priestess, this is a very intuitive kind of energy. So it feels like even though you're showing up very clear in the mind, you're also tuning into your intuition as well. So you're very tuned into yourself, energetically speaking, too. So that's good. How you're dealing with it, the Queen of Cups, yeah, your heart is coming into play too. This is a very balanced energy, and with the advice showing up as your energy, basically with the Temperance card, it almost feels like this is your month in which you're showing up quite balanced between the mind and the heart there. So whatever comes your way here, it's handleable, basically. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the King of Swords. Seven of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. You don't want to catch on to this energy of practicality, because that's basically what it is, the energy of the mind, where it keeps things very clear, very practical, very logical at times. And I feel like you're kind of trying to not be too practical about things, but at the same time it almost feels like you're required to, you know, like keep your feet on the ground as well, and you're doing it even though you're not liking too much this approach of, okay, we got to be logical here, you know. There is a little bit of sense of rejection over no, not too practical though. So well, that makes me happy, because I kind of like when somebody's like, nah, let's not, you know, take life too serious here. What you're dealing with, the High Priestess, for the High Priestess you get the Hermit, the 5 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. There's a little bit of conflict surrounding you at this time, but I feel like, again, as long as you're going to go inward and kind of find that balance within yourself, I feel like it's something that you can take on, even if things look a little not great here and there, a little bit conflicting here and there with certain energies. You're fine. You know, you'll be fine even through that. Like, it's not affecting you to the extent of, oh shit, it's kind of dragging me down that rabbit hole, and now here I go feeling like shit. Not really. You're keeping it steady there, because you're very much in tune with that inner place of balance within yourself, you know. And as long as you got that, doesn't matter. The storms outside of that don't really matter. You'll get past them. Let's do the Queen of Cups. The Hierophant, the 5 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles. And you're really kind of trying to deal only with energies that are meaningful to you. So energies that come in and require your attention or your energy, and you're like, I'm not into that. I don't see you going there, you know. There's definitely something here that looks like maybe it needs some healing, maybe it needs some addressing, something that's really close to your heart. And on your part, I see you working on it. I have no idea where the other energy is at, but as far as you're concerned, you're definitely up and willing to work on things here. Nice. Let's do the Temperance card for the advice. The King of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Wands. All right. Yeah, it still feels, this King of Swords still comes in, because it feels like as much as you're trying to keep in touch with your heart and kind of coming from that place a lot, your mind is coming into play a lot too. And it's trying to just, you know, reason with the situation. It's trying to kind of look at things from the perspective of, you know, it is what it is. How are we handling it? This, that, you know, like, let's make a plan for it. And the minute the mind comes in, it's almost like a struggle with your mind here, like a battle with your mind throughout the month. Because when you become very practical about things, you may not even address the situation anymore. You may be like, well, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. When you bring in your heart to the situation, you're definitely looking more open in terms of, it's very meaningful to me, so I might as well try to do something about it. So I kind of get the sense that through this advice, the attention goes to the times when you're maybe too practical. So it's like if you're catching that, because I see you really struggling at times. If you catch that, you should be fine. If you remember to bring in your heart into the game as well. It's not only up to the mind here. If it's up to the mind, then it's a wrap. Whatever you're dealing with, you're not going to deal with it anymore. It's like, okay, whatever. It is what it is, which I see you not wanting that. So definitely the struggle here is with your own mind around this situation. So that's it. All right, let's move on to February. Okay, so the energy you're showing up for February is the Three of Pentacles. That gives me a sense of partnership. It does lead a little bit towards leaning in the direction of family or friendship, this one. It could be romantic too, I don't know. What you're dealing with, the Five of Cups, I kind of get the sense that it's kind of continuing from January. So whatever conflict, whatever situation you're kind of working through is still kind of showing up. It's showing up a little deeper in the sense of maybe there's a little more work on your side that's being done for the situation. How you're dealing with the Temperance card, that's you. That's you kind of taking charge and really owning up to it and really working on it from, whatever perspective you've got at this point in time, whatever tools you've got to put into this work, you're using them. Interesting, because it all kind of swirls up around the same energies. For the advice, the King of Swords. Again, a sense of clarity, a sense of, doing the best you can for the situation. Interesting. Let's clarify. Let's do the Three of Pentacles. For the Three of Pentacles, you get the Temperance card, the Five of Wands, the Empress. Kind of the same deal. You're definitely dealing with, if not the same situation, then definitely the same energies from the month prior. And you're showing up pretty constant in it, in the sense that you're dealing with it. You're not showing up as, oh, I worked on it a little bit, but man, it's too hard. I'm just going to drop this. Fuck this shit. I don't want to deal with this. No, you're keeping consistency here. You're showing me a sense of, this is someone that's very important to me. So I'm not just going to look at this and abandon it. I want to work on it as much as I can, or as much availability I have for it, So it's definitely not one of those situations that you look into once and it's like, whatever, we'll see. Not really. Your energy is definitely hooked up into this in the sense of trying to resolve something here. Because again, you're giving me a sense of importance here on whoever this Empress is to you. Let's do the Five of Cups for what you're dealing with. The Seven of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords. You do have the tendency to fall into that place. It's too hard. I don't think I'm going to work on this anymore. But it's not hard. It becomes complicated, not hard. The complication makes it hard. And the complication comes from a sense of you feeling stuck in your own healing. So looking into all these perspectives of whatever this is, whatever you're dealing with, and trying to work with it, trying to heal it, but at some point you do get stuck because it feels like you're doing the same thing over and over again. It's like, I'm not getting any other results. Like, I feel like I healed this. What else is there to look at? Not realizing that if you stood back, just for a little bit, maybe you would approach it from different angles, this whole situation. But what you're doing right now is getting stuck in your head about it. And when that happens, it feels like there's no progress. And when that happens, it feels like it becomes very complicated and too hard to deal with. And at this point, you may have the tendency to be like, I don't know if I want to work on this anymore. But that's not true, because you just gave me these energies of, you know what, I do want to work on this. And it is going to be hard at times, but so energetically speaking, you want to work on it. Confused mind speaking, it's too complicated. Let's do the Temperance card. The Four of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Wands, for how you want to deal with it, how you're dealing with it. Yeah, on and off a little bit in your approach to it, in your energetic approach. You're definitely pretty steady. You're not going anywhere. Physically speaking, mentally speaking, which keeps you disconnected from, your true self in there. When you do connect only to your mind, that's where you're going to feel an on and off kind of a switch of, I didn't ask for this. Why do I have to put up with this? And it is some sort of commitment, whether it's a very good friend that you've had for 20 years, and I don't know what the hell is happening, but it's like, I can't just give up on this just because of 2 minutes of who knows what the hell happened. But at the same time, it's like, is it worth the effort? Is it worth the pain? So it's all of this swirl kind of coming through you and trying to determine what the hell to do with it. I don't know what kind of a situation it is. As I said, I do see it in the shape and form of a commitment, which that could be even to a very good friend or family. It could even be romantic. And that whoever this is very important to you. And that consistency that you have from a soul perspective over it, in the sense of being very determined to try at least to work on it. When the mind comes into play, that's when the roller coaster starts. The ins and outs, the ups and downs, I don't want to do this, it's too hard, it's complicated, Let's do the King of Swords. For the advice, the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Tower. As I said, when the mind comes in and when the mind takes over completely and it disconnects you from your heart, you're in that place of just kind of dropping it all and being like, it's too hard, it's too painful, I don't want to deal with this, goodbye. So you may have those tendencies a lot during this month, because I see kind of a peak to it. I still kind of keep with this energy. When you tune into yourself, you see how important it is, and that's when you're kind of starting to weigh things down in the sense of, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be this drastic. But again, the power of the mind, which is going to be, at the end of the day, still the same. It is what it is. Fuck this shit, too hard. Which I don't know. That's really going to be up to you. But as I said, it's a matter of balancing out your mind and your heart, especially when it comes to this situation, because it's still not resolved, whatever this is. So that's it for February. Right, let's do March. Okay, so where you're at, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and advice. Where you're at energetically, the Nine of Cups, pretty balanced. Again, kind of doing your thing, trying to keep as balanced and happy internally as you can, at least. Emotionally, you're showing up pretty balanced, so that's good. What you're dealing with, the Queen of Swords, a pretty practical energy, but it's not necessarily, for now, it doesn't come through necessarily as a super practical one, so it has a little charge of controlling, but we'll see. we'll see what's up with this. How you're dealing with it, the Four of Swords, you're doing good. I like how you're approaching things here. Because you're like, you know what? Let's just chill. Whatever happens, we'll stay cool, chilled. Things are gonna take care of themselves here, too. You know, for the advice, the Three of Pentacles, you're spinning around the same kinds of energies over and over again. So again, giving me a sense of partnership here. But whatever this is, it's super important to you. You know, it's been here you've been dealing with it for quite a minute. So, anyways, let's do the Nine of Cups. The Six of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords. Yeah, you're on top of things here. You have times where you back away, you're like, you know, I've been dealing with this too much, I need a break a little bit, but still kind of giving to the situation. But overall, I see you being content and happy with how you're dealing with the situation. So it's like, you know, I'm doing the best I can. And yeah, you've kind of had that mind state from the beginning on this one. So I feel like you are, you know. Let's do the Queen of Swords. The Justice card, the World card, the Six of Swords. You're letting a lot of this situation to unfold in such a way where, yes, you are participating, you are giving to it, but at the same time, you're kind of letting the universe kind of arrange things too, in terms of if this is supposed to work out, it will. Things will get resolved a lot on their own too, you know? So you're definitely kind of dabbling in between two energies here. One of taking charge, you know, and doing as much as you can on your side, and on the other hand, just kind of letting things fall into place too. And I feel like they are. You know, things are definitely more settled at this point in time, just by this approach of half-half. You know what I mean? So it's like, on one hand doing something about it, on the other releasing complete control over it. For the Four of Swords, you get the Four of Swords again, the Star, the Strength card. Yeah, and just kind of giving yourself those times of taking a break from it completely, where it's like, I gotta preserve my sanity too, you know, I can't give myself completely to this, which is a pretty healthy way to look at things and to approach this. So you're giving yourself enough time to recharge and to not put yourself completely into whatever this is, which is great. It takes a lot of strength, of recognition that you do need those times, and you're doing fine with that, you know. Let's do the Three of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, in my book, it kind of feels resolved on your part. Whatever this is, you've done all you can do about it. You've struggled through it. You've done this, that, and the other. You've reached a point of, this is all I got. This is what I can do for the situation. And I kind of feel like it helps a lot. Because the energies are definitely starting to feel more settled, more steady. You know, and in a good way, at least in your approach towards the situation, where you feel confident, you feel good about, you know, at least your participation in it. How the situation is going, I have no idea. Maybe it's improving. It does feel like that, that things are looking a little better here, but who knows? But that's it for March. All right, let's move on to April. Okay, where you're at energetically, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and the Ace of Pentacles. Where you're at, you're showing up in the Sun. That's the happiest card in the deck. There's definitely a whole lot of happiness there that you're coming through with. Ironically, what you're dealing with is something not so happy, the Five of Cups. So something may be being brought back from the past, an energy of some sort, even a person, but it carries definitely an energy of maybe regret, maybe sadness. How you're dealing with it, the Eight of Wands, you're definitely putting it out there, either with friends, family, even a therapist, I don't know. But you're definitely not holding it in and being like, oh man, this sucks, I'll just kind of not do anything about it. No, you're putting it out there. For the advice, the Ace of Pentacles, you're stepping into brand new energies here. So, all right, let's clarify. Let's see what's going on for the Sun. For where you're at energetically, you get the Page of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Swords. Interesting, because you do feel a sense of happiness, a sense of almost freedom, a sense of, oh, this feels good. But you're not used to that almost. You know, you're showing up as not staying there for too long in that feeling, in that emotion, because you're not used to it. So it's like, it makes sense that you run away from it, which, you know, it doesn't. It's just you're uncomfortable. It could be, especially if you've dealt with something for a little while and finally things are starting to fall into place and you feel almost freed from that energy, you're going to feel that sense of relief, that sense of, oh, this feels good. But because we're not used to feeling that for too long, God forbid, and it kind of makes us feel vulnerable and exposed. It's like, yeah, I'm not, you know, becomes a little comfortable all of a sudden, and it's like, I don't want to feel that. So I kind of see you running away from that, even though that energy is available for you. Let's do the Five of Cups. For what you're dealing with, the Ace of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Swords. I see you wanting to approach something that was left unresolved at some point, but it's quite stressful. Just the idea of approaching it. So I see you wanting to do something, almost looking like you want to fix something from the past there. But again, just the idea of approaching it feels quite unsettling, quite really not nice. But I still see you wanting to do it. It's almost like addressing the elephant in the room, and the elephant has been in the room for a very long time in a particular situation. It's like, okay, it's time. Especially with the Eight of Wands and how you're planning to do this. For the Eight of Wands, you get the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands. You don't want to, but you want to. You don't want to bring it up, but I feel like you possibly are gonna. So, oh man, this doesn't feel right. Because it feels like something inside of you is telling you, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. So definitely bring in something up here. At this point, it almost looks like you're stirring something up. Not intentionally. The intention is not that, to stir something up. The intention is to address that goddamn elephant. Let's do the Ace of Pentacles for the advice. The Five of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Nine of Cups. It could be still tied up to the situation you've been dealing with. It could be a new situation, another situation, not a new situation because the elephant has been there for a while. But it almost feels like one of those things where it's like, I got one last thing to say about this one. And you know it's probably not the best thing to say it, but it's like, I gotta. You know, that's when you feel that relief of, whew, I said it all. Doesn't look great though. It looks like one of those, are you sure you got one more things to lay out there? Because I'm not sure you got to be sure 100% that it's something that you're willing and feeling really good about. You know, if you were to put it out there, it would make you feel like, okay, I'm completely free from this. Because if you're just doing it from a place of, it's just because I feel like it's going to be great if I just put this one little thing, this last final, never again am I going to mention anything about this, but I just got to put it out there. Because a lot of the times, those final things that we just have to put out there come from someplace that's unhealed inside of us. So I just want to make sure that this is something you're certain that you want to put out there, because it's aligned with you and it's coming from a place where you've healed everything that needs to heal, and you just got to put it out there and it's fine. Then it's fine. I have no issue with that. But if it's coming from a place of, you know, I kind of want to stab at you a little bit with what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do here. Because there's something in me that still hasn't transmuted that energy, that kind of holds a grudge or whatever it is, you know. It's just one little thing. I got one little thing to say here. I see it creating a lot of commotion. It's one little thing, but I see it creating potentially a lot of commotion. And then you are indeed showing up at the end of it with, now I'm good. But I wonder if that's your ego, you know, or do you really feel good about this? Where, yes, you have addressed the elephant, but it looks like you made an even bigger elephant, you know, with that. So I don't know. This is just for you to look at, for you to consider. It could be that you need to do this to get a sense of closure over something here. I don't know. And if that's the case, then, you know, if you think then that's going to help, then by all means do it. I don't see you happy with it either though. So I don't know. That's really for you to consider. When you feel this urge to bring whatever this is up, please take a really close look to it and see where you're coming from with this one. That's all. So that's it. Let's move on to May. Shit. Blue is up. Let's see how up he is. Where you're at, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, advice. Where you're at, Ace of Cups, really hopeful, really heart open, and really kind of trying to stay positive and whatever this all of the sudden madness is. Because what you're dealing with, the Five of Wands, and I recognize this energy a lot from, not from you necessarily, but from the other end, from whatever you're dealing with. That I did for last month in the extended. So it's definitely an energy of conflict. I get you still wanting to work on it here with the Seven of Pentacles and how you're dealing with it, and for the advice, the Hierophant. I don't know. You haven't showed up for one split second in regards to this energy as wanting to cut it off, wanting to get rid of it, or, you know, maybe you had those tendencies, but you're staying fairly open to it and fairly positive that it's going to turn out into something good. And all of it is based on the fact that it's very, very meaningful to you. Which is great, but, you know, if this has been the same energy for all this time, it's like it's shown up as balancing itself out, and then all of a sudden it's World War III in it for some reason. I kind of get the sense that this is a different energy though than what you've been than what you kept on showing me from the beginning of the year. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Ace of Cups for where you're at energetically. The Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Judgment card. Yeah, very hopeful, very open, very things have to work out here because this is very important to me. So you've made your decision, you know, here in how you're going to approach the situation and how you're showing up for the situation at this time, which is very open. Okay, let's do the Five of Wands. The Star, the Three of Swords, the Fool. Maybe trying to figure out, maybe this is a period of time of trying to figure out if the two of you want the same thing here, you know? Oh, hold on. You went down, not you, the deck. All right. Because I feel like whatever this is and how it functioned up until this time, it was probably fine. But lately, there's been this energy of contradiction between your energy and their energy, in the sense of, what if you don't want the same things anymore? That could be a possibility, because it is showing up here within this conflict, within this energy of conflict that keeps on showing up for the situation. And it's heartbreaking and it's painful, you know, if that's the case, that maybe you don't want the same things anymore. Maybe you did, but maybe you don't right now. So, okay, you keep on being hopeful, you keep on giving to this, but try to make sure that you're working with someone here that wants the same thing as you do, that is on the same page as you are. Because if not, this energy is going to keep on going. It's not going to be pretty, you know? I understand keeping hopeful and but at the same time, try to figure out if this is, you know, kind of a common goal, kind of a situation, or not anymore. Maybe it was, but maybe it's not anymore. Maybe something changed here. For the Seven of Pentacles, you get the Ace of Swords, the Lovers, the Ace of Cups. I see what you want, and I see how you feel about the situation. So I see where you're at here. If they were to be in the same boat, in the sense of wanting the same thing, this conflict wouldn't show up here. So it could be that maybe they do want the same thing. But how are they showing up for it? Because if how they're showing up for it is quite unhealthy, then why would you put yourself through that? In hopes that maybe someday, because we want the same things, we'll get there at the same time. Yeah, but if this is unhealthy, you'll get there in a very unhealthy manner. If you'll even get there, depending on how unhealthy it is. You know? So it's like, why? You know? I get it where you're coming from. Just make sure you're consciously aware of what's going on and deciding that, okay, I want to put up with this crap. You know? Or, this crap is no good for me. It's not feeling good for me. Doesn't matter that we want the same thing, as long as we're not functioning together in a healthy way for either one of us. So, let's do the Hierophant. For the advice, the Two of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's been a lot of damage done. The damage is still ongoing. It's not completely, you know, like out of sight. It's been done in the past and now we're working on it. It's ongoing. It's still there. It's still happening. There's been already a lot of damage done. And again, I get it where you're coming from. I get that you want to work on this, that you're open to make this work, to, you know, make sure they're on the same boat and they're actively working on this as well, not actively working on building up more conflict and making it even more complicated. You know what I mean? Okay, that's it. All right, let's do June. Where you're at energetically, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and advice. Six of Pentacles for where you're at. So this is an energy of just sharing, equal give and take. Good energy, very open, but it's quite restrictive in a way, in the sense that you're not just giving your energy out anywhere. It's I don't don't see this tied up to one particular situation, but it could be where it kind of feels like, you know, you're kind of trying to surround yourself with positive energy that works for you at this time. It could be directed in one specific direction, but I don't think so. I think this is more of a general kind of an energy you are under. What you're dealing with, the Two of Wands, maybe patience. Maybe you're trying to be patient about something. How you're dealing with it, the Six of Cups, that's where this connection is coming into play. There's a soul connection here. So maybe kind of waiting for things to settle down here, maybe waiting for things to balance out in a particular situation. And you're quite open to it. The advice, the King of Swords. That's the thing, it's a little bit contradictory. It's a little bit, because the King of Swords kind of comes through with an energy of, you know what, if you want shit done, you better get it done yourself, kind of a thing. Which is quite contradictory with the patience aspect of it. So let's clarify. Let's see what's going on here. Let me do the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you're again presenting yourself as being very open-hearted, very just, and accepting at the same time that things are going to play out in whichever way they want to play out. There's no ounce of control that I'm getting. I'm seeing the King of Swords left and right here for you, but I'm still not getting a sense of, you know, I want for things to turn out in the way that I want them to be. Not really. You're quite open to whatever happens, happens. It's out of my control. You know what I mean? So you're showing up again under this energy of openness. But keeping your heart open as much as you can for this one. Let's do the Two of Wands. You're kind of losing your patience here. The Two of Wands, you got the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot. If you started from an energy of half-half, where half of you was like, okay, I want to work on this, I want to put in my energy into this, and then the other half is like, however the plan is for this, I'll just let it be, whatever it is. You're kind of releasing it all to the universe, in the sense of your part of contribution to this is starting to fade away. It's like, it's not necessarily losing your patience, it's like, I'm getting to the point of understanding completely that as much as I tried in this one, it's not going to be up to me anyway. So I might as well just release it completely to the universe. I don't know. Things are moving, but not really moving-ish forward for the situation, but your contribution to it is definitely dimming down here, in the sense of trying, or, you know, and it's not out of lack of resources for this one. It's just completely releasing control over it, like completely. Let's do the Six of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're still in it physically. You're still contributing to it somehow, some way. But it's getting more difficult to deal with by the day. What is this situation? What is this? You are very close to just giving up completely on it. Like completely. Right now you're releasing control over it. You're kind of like, okay, universe, do what you may with it, but you're getting very close to just be done with it. For the King of Swords and the advice, you get the Lovers, the Page of Swords, the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there's still some participation in it to some extent, somehow. But you're coming more from a place of almost like habit. Like, you know, I've gotten used to being here with this, so I just am. There's no real emotional attachment to it, much of it at least anymore. Okay, that's it. Let's go to July. All right, where you're at energetically is the Nine of Cups. Definitely balanced, stable within yourself, feeling pretty good when you tune into yourself and you're looking into that. It's like, okay, everything's good. What you're dealing with, Wheel of Fortune, there may be some changes, some shifts at play. How you're dealing with it, the King of Wands, you're looking like you're stepping into your power there. Again, taking charge of the situation, being like, whatever happens, happens. I'll know how to deal with it. In the advice, the Four of Cups, you look a little bit upset. So whatever action you're taking, however way you're dealing with these changes, it may not be something that makes you necessarily happy, but it's coming through from a place of, because it feels right. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be happy about it, Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Cups. All right. Yeah, you're doing your best to surround yourself with the best freaking energies that look pretty amazing. Friends, family, whoever is there surrounding you at this time, the ones that really you feel good in the company of. That's who you surround yourself with, and you open yourself up to under these energies, which that's why you're keeping so emotionally stable and happy. Okay, so you're surrounding yourself with this. That's good. It's really nice energies you surround yourself with there. For the Wheel of Fortune and what you're dealing with, the Seven of Swords, the Devil, the Queen of Cups. This is almost like an energy of someone that's running away from accountability, responsibility. It's someone you may care about truly, but it's someone that never really owns up to their shit. No matter what happens, no matter the circumstances. So, I don't feel like this is your energy. It could be, but I don't get it as yours, but I get it as you dealing with it. So in case you're dealing with someone you really care about, they mess up or they do something that's not necessarily the greatest, and then they're like, oh, you did it, not me. I didn't do that. I never do that. You're you, not me. I would never. Yeah. Okay. Let's do the King of Wands. The Ace of Swords, the Two of Cups, the King of Wands. You're showing a lot of love to the situation. It's like, I don't even know how the hell you do it. Whatever is going on here, and I'm not even sure what the hell is going on at this point. I just see someone really messing things up and not owning to it at all. And how you're appearing in this is staying open and loving them through it, which the best possible way that you could deal with the situation. But I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Because it's quite challenging. But yeah, you're not, I don't know, you're just kind of seeing what's happening, and it's like, it's not affecting, it's not taken away from you. It could be triggering at some point, especially when it's like, wait, what? But overall, kind of falling on top of it all with a lot of love and an open heart for whoever this is, despite their pretty big flaw here. Pretty toxic one. Let's do the Four of Cups in the advice. The Six of Cups, the Hierophant, the Strength card. Yeah, you're upset, you're disappointed, but you're still keeping your heart open to the situation. I'm not sure what's going on physically in terms of how you're dealing with it, but, you still care for whoever this is. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of disappointment, there's a lot of, being upset about what's going on here. And again, giving me the importance of whoever this is. Soul connection, something felt quite deeply within yourself there. So someone of importance here. But also realizing, you know, it's up to them to figure it out. I can't really force them to. All I can do is be there or not be there. You know, if I have the availability to be there, I'll be there. If not, not. And for now, it's looking like you do. But yeah, that's it. All right, let's move on to August. Okay, where you're at energetically is the Ace of Cups, wishing for a brand new energy to come into play, a beautiful energy of love, wishing for a brand new beginning, basically. What you're dealing with, the Six of Pentacles. I mean, you're looking like you're trying to fight for something to work out here. How you're dealing with it is the Five of Pentacles, though, so that's telling me that you've got a lot of fear attached to that, in the sense of, yes, I'll put all of my energy, all of my effort, all of me into making this work, but god damn it, I think it's not gonna. That in itself is your fear that things are not gonna work out. So even though your intention is to fight for something here, you do have a lot of fear tied up to that it's not going to work out. For the advice, the Queen of Wands. I mean, you're definitely still going for it, still trying, still feeling like you got what it takes to try to make something work here. So even though this fear is here, it might not take over, actually. So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Ace of Cups. The Sun, the Emperor, the Four of Swords. You definitely got what it takes here. You're stepping into an energy of getting shit done, getting stuff accomplished. And you got the Sun attached to that too, which is, I mean, you're very much tuned into yourself to the extent of knowing exactly what you want, who you are, what you're after, all of it. So you're coming through with this pretty amazing energy, and at the same time with an energy of making things happen. From that perspective of, I just want happiness, I just want great energies around me at this time. So, okay, let's do the Six of Pentacles. Six of Wands, Five of Cups, Queen of Swords. This has been a little bit of I kind of get the sense that, and I know I told you not to get hung on, you know, because I could be talking about different energies from month to month. And this could be a case in which maybe there are different energies at play, but there's an overall picture over you dealing with one particular energy. And I feel like it's been kind of an on and off, like cat and mouse kind of play for you. I mean, you are Tom and Jerry, so Tom and Jerry is back apparently for you. Where it's, if it's gotten to a place of stability, it was there for like 5 minutes and that's it. And then all of the chase started happening again and then again. Okay, let's keep it steady, let's keep it stable. And I feel like you're in this place right now where you kind of got tired of the chasing, and it's like, okay, let's keep it steady now, you know. So you're getting very close to stabilizing it again, or wanting to at least. Let me do the Five of Pentacles. You get the Five of Pentacles again, the Knight of Wands, the King of Cups. This fear is very, very active at this point on your side. It's here, yes, I feel like you see it, you know it's there. You're still kind of functioning a little under this fear. Where you're showing me this cat and mouse game has meaning to you, like, you know, otherwise you would have been out a long time ago. But at the same time, there's a fear that's growing behind it all, which I feel like you're seeing, and you're able to deal with it for the most part, but it's starting to grow to such extent that you're kind of losing sight of it, in the sense of it's trying to take over. It's trying to kind of make you feel like you're losing grip over this cat and mouse situation you got going on. Ironically, you are showing up stronger and stronger in your power there, though, despite that. So maybe it just kind of challenges you. Also, this fear of yours to still show up. Let's do the Queen of Wands. You get the Four of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're showing up. You're showing up big time for this. And again, very clear, very in. That's the thing. I see you, and then behind you, I see that fear growing and growing and growing, trying to take over. And you're like, nope, nope. I see it there. I'm not even looking in its direction, but I know it's there. And I know how big it's getting. But I still got it. So you're quite defiant to your fear here. You're quite, I got you, fear. So I kind of like it. I like this attitude because you are showing up still, standing true to what you want, who you are and what you want here. You still want for things to work out in this situation for some reason. I'm like, man, I would be tired playing this game for so long, but I would probably be doing the same thing you are, even if it gets tiresome at some point. But anyways, that's it for August. All right, let's do September. Okay, so where you're at for September energetically, the Four of Cups, you're pretty upset or pretty disappointed. What you're dealing with, the Lovers, this very important connection to you, how you're dealing with it, the Tower. I kind of get the sense that you're getting to that place of something's got to give. Like, I really need to cut through these energies. Something's got to change here. Like, it's time. Because we're doing the same thing over and over again, and it's like something's got to cut through these energies. I don't know what. You're giving me the Knight of Swords for the advice, so maybe you're doing something about it to bring some sort of change to the situation, but because you're pretty upset about where things are at. But let's clarify. Let me do the Four of Cups. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Two of Swords. You're kind of showing up in an energy of, I thought everything was fine. And then realizing that your constant chatter in your head about everything being fine is not fine. So kind of maybe realizing that you've told yourself that everything's fine for a while, where in reality discovering that maybe it hasn't been that fine, or as fine as I thought. So you're pretty upset about that by the looks of it. Let's do the Lovers. The Temperance card, the Nine of Cups, the Three of Swords. You've been pretty patient. But you've also accumulated a lot of pain through this patience. So it's a matter of how you interpret patience. Were you exposed to unhealthy energies willingly by saying, I'll wait, we'll give it time, we'll see, maybe that one day things are going to get better? Because, I don't know, you're looking like you kind of justified all of this pain accumulating on your side with a sense of, we'll give it some time. Meanwhile, to what extent? You being hurt by whatever the hell is going on here? I don't know. there is recognition on your part that you've been pretty patient, that you've been pretty open, and at the end of the day, what did you get? Then you're showing me pain. So there's a lot. This is a month of realizations for you, apparently. Let's do the Tower for how you're dealing with it. The Six of Cups, the King of Swords, the Magician. Interesting, you're bringing in the King of Swords. You're making something happen here. I don't know what it is. It's looking pretty aligned with you and with your highest good, not necessarily from the perspective of it's going to make me feel good, but from the perspective of your higher self is going to feel good about this one. So definitely tuned into your higher self here and taking some action from there. I don't know what kind of action though. It's looking pretty drastic though. It's looking like things are going to change based on the realizations you're coming to in regards to this connection. You're making something happen here. Let's do the Knight of Swords for the advice. The Justice card, the Hangman, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, and it does, I mean, it looks like it may actually work out. Whatever kind of energy you're bringing to the table for this change, it may have the potential to bring things into balance more, you know, and for things to work out for everybody involved here in the best way possible. And I still see at the end of it all this sense of partnership over things. So I don't know what you're doing, but okay, that's it. Let's do October. Let's see what's going on here for October. Let's see where you're at energetically. The Page of Pentacles. So you're keeping yourself open-minded in the sense of whatever you're dealing with, you're keeping an open mind to it, from the perspective of learning something from it, if anything. What you're dealing with, the Ace of Cups, possibly a brand new beginning, you know, clean slate. How you're dealing with it, the Seven of Swords, possibly not interested. And for the advice, the Five of Swords, that's coming through as a deceptive energy for some reason. So interesting. Let's see what's going on here. Let me clarify. Let me do the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Moon, the Four of Wands. All right. So you're still kind of keeping it open from the perspective of, I wish things could work out. You're still very much connected to whatever this is. It's almost like an eternal bond to whoever this is, you know, like coming from that perspective of feeling that whatever happens in the physical, you'll be connected to this possibly forever and ever and ever. You're trying to keep yourself open to the perspective of this working out though. I'm not sure if you're succeeding by the end of the month here. Let's do the Ace of Cups for what you're dealing with. The Queen of Wands, the King of Cups, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the potential for a clean slate is definitely presenting itself, whether it's coming from you or from them or even from the both of you. The energy of let's start fresh is here on the table, and the both of you present yourselves open to it and almost bringing it together here. Let's do the Seven of Swords, Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. There are times where even though you say yes to the clean slate part, you're still kind of wanting to run away from it at times. And not only you, I feel like it comes from both parts, where it's like you're showing up like in that, you know, you had the talk and it's like, man, it feels good. Now we can start fresh. And then the next day it's like this is too difficult, this is too hard, like I don't think I can do this, you know, things like that are showing up. But despite that, I still see the effort being put into this. Let's do the Five of Swords for the advice. I'll let you out in a minute here. Someone give me the head tilt. Oh, hold on. We've got a visitor. Yeah, I know. For the Five of Swords, you get the King of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Fool. There's not a lot being done at this point. So it's like, okay, we're having the talk. We're starting over. We're starting fresh. We're ready for this. Let's do this. What's lacking there is the part of let's do this. You know, the actual action part of it. Like, nobody's doing shit about it. That's why it's coming through as being deceptive. So, okay, it's been established. You know, it's hard, it's difficult, but we're going to give this a shot and we're going to do something about it. And then crickets. Even though energetically it's like, yeah, I'm all up for it. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go. Ready for action. And the action is missing. So, you know, something's missing here. There seems to be almost like a putting it off kind of an excuse in the way of I'm not ready because, you know, I'm not doing that good with this or that or the other. So until I get myself settled, I'm not going to be putting effort into this, which one has nothing to do with the other, but it's definitely coming in as a good excuse. Maybe you got laid off from your job or something, and it's like, well, how am I going to show up for this one here where I don't have anything to show up with? How about with yourself? You know what I mean? So there's something lacking there, and there's excuses that are in the way. But those excuses come from this energy right here that's showing up in, it's a little scary, it's a little too much to deal with, it's a little this and that and the other, and because of that, I don't really want to go in that direction, even though I said yes to it just a minute ago or a day ago. So yeah, that's it. All right, let's do November. Blue. Cut that. Let's do November. The energy you're in for November, the Eight of Pentacles, I kind of get the sense that you're starting to focus a little more on practical things, on maybe work, maybe things you actually put your effort into, and you're kind of present with that for the most part. What you're dealing with is the Empress. Blue. Why are you not settled? Settle down. We're going to go out for a walk after I'm done here. Okay? Big walk. Promise you. Chill. What you're dealing with is the Empress energy. So I kind of get the sense that you're trying to I mean, it's a nurturing kind of an aspect, but I kind of feel like you're having a hard time connecting to that, especially towards self, nurturing aspect towards self. How you're dealing with it, the Seven of Swords, yeah, you're kind of saying no to that. You're showing up in an energy of, I'm good, you know, I don't need much for myself at this time, and it kind of feels like at this time is when you need it the most. For the advice, you get the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're showing up as being good on the surface, but what's actually going on within you, I don't know. Let's Let's clarify. Let me do the Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Judgment card. You're not in the mood for shit here. You're giving me a sense of, yeah, I'm trying to focus on things that I can work with, but my head's not there. But it almost feels like your head's nowhere. You know, like you're not paying attention to a lot of things, and you're trying your hardest to. I don't know why. It's hard to keep your focus, apparently. Let's do the Empress. Two of Wands, Six of Swords, the Hangman. Yeah, no, there's a pause here too. In the emotional aspect, there's a big ass pause. It's you've been at a pause. There's almost like a place of numbness that you've got comfortable in. Let's do the Seven of Swords. King of Pentacles, the Fool, the Three of Swords. I mean, you're just showing up, you know? You're just showing up just to be like, yeah, I'm here, but you carry through this month, you carry an energy of, I'm here, but I'm not really here because I'm nowhere, kind of a deal. It feels like maybe a lot of things have piled up for you, and this is the time and place where you're kind of crashing. You may need a pretty big ass break at this time, or I think you skipped that place of needing that break. It would have been sometime last month or the month before that, where you really need to kind of pay attention a little bit to yourself as well, and how you recharge, and if you are recharging, because you're getting to this month in a place of all over the place, in all honesty. For the Queen of Wands, you get the Seven of Wands, the Empress, the Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's that lack of nurturing, especially towards self. And when you do realize that that's what's happening here, it's actually pissing you off. Like, you know, I gave myself to everything else, and I completely forgot about me. So this would be a good indication for you to slow down at some point and take some time for you, possibly even before we get to this month. Because you're getting into some energies that are numbingly all over the place. You know, I don't know how that goes, but feeling a little bit like that. But that's it for November. Okay, moving on to December. Let's wrap this baby up. Alright, let's see what's going on here for December for you. Alright, where you're at energetically, the Wheel of Fortune, going through quite the drastic changes here. What you're dealing with, the Death card, the closing off of some sort of chapter, how you're dealing with it, the Ten of Wands, it's not looking like it's easy. And for the advice, the Four of Swords, try to take it easy as much as you can. I feel like that's how you entered the year, through an energy of, you know, kind of steadiness, trying to chill, trying to be balanced, trying to, you know, you're definitely wrapping it up with an energy of you've got to be chilled as much as you can through this one. Because I don't know what's going on, but you're definitely wrapping something up here. And it's not looking pretty. Let's do the Wheel of Fortune. For the energy that you're at, the Seven of Cups, the Hangman, the Two of Wands. Yeah, and you're eager for a change. You're eager for a change for the better, for different, just different. You're showing me the energy of different, whatever the fuck that means. Just out of here, out of these energies, you know? So you're ready for this change. Let's do the Death card. For what you're dealing with, the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Swords. You're putting something behind you. something that you didn't want to for a very long time. You didn't want to put behind you for a very long time. And it's just been causing this built up stress, you know, and it's like, for what? I'm done. I'm ready to put it behind me. Let's do the 10 of Wands. Oh man, the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, the King of Cups. Yeah, you might be wrapping something up in regards to this particular energy that you've been dealing with possibly throughout the year. As I said, the energies from month to month may be different. You may be experiencing different energies with, you know, different types of people or situations, but the overall picture, you've definitely dealt with a soul connection that's been at the kind of in the bigger picture of things, at the center of it all, and you're done. You're done dealing with it, whatever the hell that means, because I don't know what that means. It's like you're showing me a sense of heaviness, a sense of, why do I have to? You know, what? Who says I have to? Oh, I do. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have to, you know? So it's starting to become easier in the sense of making choices for yourself when it comes to dealing with the situation at this point. Not easy choices, not easy in the way that it's going to feel necessarily, but easy to get to those conclusions of, do I still want to go through this, you know, or not? 4 of Swords, you get the 5 of Cups, the Justice card, the Empress. It's time to come back to self. It's time to give to yourself a little bit here. Remember what happened the previous month that we did here? You were out. You were like, and it was because of this lack of giving to self. So now you're coming back around to an energy of, you know what, I gotta take care of me, because if I don't do it, who the hell is gonna? So, yeah, it's definitely looking like, you know, you've gone through this major cycle this year, and ironically, at the end of the year, you're wrapping it up, or you're ready to, at least energetically. So that's it. All right, let's do the Mystical Shaman Oracle. For the whole year for you, let's see what energy is with you. That one. The Crow, number 13. The Essence. Crow is the keeper of universal law, the law of truth. Crow teaches us to walk our talk, to find congruence between who we say we are and who we really know ourselves to be. This winged one insists that we speak truth, that we create truth instead of searching for it, and that we bring truth to every situation we find ourselves in. The invitation. When you speak the truth and practice truth, eventually everything you say becomes true. Your power to co-create with the truth is the universal law. Correct what is untrue in your life. Correct what is untrue in your life without judgment. Let the truth set you free. The medicine. Be true to your word. Crow arrives just as we have convinced ourselves that Crow arrives just as we have convinced ourselves that what we are doing is right and justified. And while this may be the case in the realm of relative truth, in the higher realm of absolute truth, it is not. Look deeply into your heart and remain alert, lest you convince yourself of something that isn't deeply true for you, or perhaps is not the highest truth. Do not seduce yourself with illusions. The year of truth for you, apparently, or of the Crow, or the same. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.